What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Evolution Everton, episode 30, where I'm coming at you with another one of them stuff happens in the wrong order, interstellar madness kind of thing, where we're peering back at my FUT Champs going, Andy, score! And I can't, because I'm not very good at this game. However, what this episode is going to be is my FUT Champs rewards, which I filmed live after we finished off Champs, and a little bit of current live stuff right now, today, where I'm going to show you guys a little sneak peek of what's to come with some evos that I've got. So, we'll get into that. First of all, I've got some comments from you guys. One of them is from It's Langers, who talks about an evo chain, which we're going to come on to. And it's very good. Thank you for the tips, mate. I do appreciate it. Nico said about a French manager. Yes, I'm stupid. I did. Before you guys had even seen that video, I had since then put a French manager on. I was an umpty. Mateo Hernandez does now have full chemistry. Other questions. EA mistakes are obviously not mistakes. This one's a little bit too tinfoil hat for me, in my opinion. Just ways to engage the players. A lot of the mistakes are store packs, which obviously cost real money. The other mistakes are force people into the game at 6 p.m. to be slaves to EA. That one's a little bit too tinfoil hat. And I always say my favorite phrase for anything on this game and EA and stuff like that: never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by incompetence. We'll leave that one there. What other ones have we got? Swap Rooney and Lukaku over. That was a big one as well, actually. In fact, so much so, we're going to talk about the custom tactics. Here you go, by the way. You can see I've got a full chem Theo Hernandez. I am going to talk to you about how I like this team and formation and what our thoughts about it are. But just very quickly, before I get into the gameplay and start talking about that, the reason I have the players in this setup is A, because Lukaku's got 5-star weak foot, so it doesn't really matter anyway. He does have finesse, which this comment says they both neither have finesse plus, so get them on the other side. But he does have finesse, so you can finesse it on his left foot. He's got finesse normal, but he's got 5-star weak foot. It really doesn't matter. Rooney has got 4-star weak foot. It's not the biggest problem in the world. And again, does have normal finesse. But the actual reason that they play like this is because if we go into my custom tactics, I have Dwight McNeil set to winger and Hernandez on false back. So he goes wide and Hernandez comes in and makes like a second CDM or second centre mid that you're kind of missing in this formation. And then I have Harrison on inside forward and Lookman on shadow striker. So the reason that I have Lukaku on poacher on the right-hand side is because Harrison's on inside forward and trying to push into the space. Advanced forward, it says a versatile attacker, usually stays close to the defensive line, but opens themselves up for passes. Rooney's really good because McNeil moves out of the way and he drops into the space and also runs down the line. Harrison comes inside and Lukaku tries to get in behind on the shoulder. If I put Rooney on the other side, him and Harrison would just be in each other's way. Whereas it works quite nicely that Rooney can drop into the space and pick the ball up, with then Lookman running down through the middle this way around. So that was my logic. Is it perfect? I don't know, because I've not really tested it the other way around, to be honest with you. But it flows really nicely and it seems to work quite well. So I've just left it like that, to be honest with you. So appreciate the comments though. Keep them coming. Pop them down in the comment section. Kerbs currently wants to play Rush with me, and I do need to play 2 games of Rush in order to get that guaranteed numero FUT pack, where hopefully we'll get ourselves a James Rodriguez. But James Rodriguez is now only 150k, and spoilers, not very good. So anyone who bought that bloke for 700,000 coins when he first come out, thinking, oh my god, it's 5-star James, he's going to be so expensive. He's not, and he's not very good, unfortunately. We did a squad with the showdown on. Fun squad with the showdown, very good video. Go and check it out with Bateson, but doesn't quite have that aura that maybe James should have. Anyway, let's jump back to our sneak peek squad. First up, and currently in an Evo, James Garner. This man has been put through press proven and intercept, so he now has press proven and intercept. That is how that works. He's currently an intro to stat limits because I've still not used that, just to get him some extra little stats. And then he's going to be going into quarter century quest and the new number 8 evo, and he's going to look absolutely class. We'll show you properly and I'll finish them and show you guys in the next episode, but just wanted to show you what I was up to. The chain that we had in the comment section for Idrissa Gana Gate, I'm actually going to put on Tim because he looked really good with that. And then I've got a Digne. This was informed Digne. He now has 4-star weak foot instead of 1-star, and I think we're going to put him into attacking wing back, and we'll basically have a full Everton team at that point. However, that is for another video. Today's video, Numero FUT Champs. Can I get some bloody good FUT Champs rewards once? And can I clutch up and get myself 11 wins as well? That is the questions we're going to be answering. So let's jump into our first game and I will show you how I was cooking with this 4-1-2-1-2 team. So we are 5 games into FUT Champs and we're doing really, really well with our crazy new custom tactics that we've literally just made up, to be honest with you, and lots of Everton players. 4-1. very good starter in the first 5 games. And we match up in game number 6 against a past and present Man United team and Van Dijk, which, you know, I can't hate on because I've basically got a full Everton team and Van Dijk at this point. So come on, some past and present Everton centre-backs, please, EA, or maybe a centre-back Evo, so we can get Tarkovsky in. And we almost, in the 9th minute, gave away the stupidest goal you will ever see. Luckily, this guy got a bit silly with the skill moves. And this guy actually, friend of the channel, messaged us afterwards saying he likes the videos. And, I mean, you'll come on to see what he said afterwards. However, on this day, this was on Saturday, was absolutely cooking up a storm with my gameplay, to be honest with you. We'd already played 5, won 4 of them, probably because I won all 5, to be honest with you. And we just put his Van Dijk, sent him to the shops and whipped it top bins with finesse plus McNeil to make it 1-0 in the 11th minute. Only 9 minutes later, into Wayne Rooney, waiting for the run of Dwight. Nice little ball over the top. Get on the player lock, fake the player lock, double tap square cross, find Lukaku, take it down, 5-star weak foot. Thank you very much. That's 2-0. That's a very nicely worked goal. Well done, Andy. And that really is the strength of this team and this formation. It has its weaknesses as well. I mean, we also don't have the most meta players. Some of the teams you come up against now are an absolute joke, especially the defenders. That Konate is the bane of my life, and people have got like Thuram's and Maldinis and stuff. It's really hard to defend. And Bramthwaite's class, but he's not Maldini, you know? So what we go for is basically Ange ball and getting so many people forward with so many runs like this and quick 1-2 passing, and Lukaku winning the header with his aerial and Rooney with an absolutely class finish, and just kind of overpowering people by playing really fast, dynamic, loads of people getting forward football. And when it works, it's really, really good. And when Lukaku works, he's really, really good. But a lot of it does depend on whether you're better than your opponent, whether you're significantly better than your opponent, and whether your opponent's got a god squad, what custom tactics they're playing and stuff like that. It's very, very situational, and it is, to be honest with you, I reckon 80-90% of it is just whether I personally am on the ball, and you've got to be so quick and so reactive and pick the perfect pass really quickly and make the right decisions, mark the runner immediately, predict what your opponent's going to do to mark the passes and stuff, because you have only got one CDM. If you're playing a formation like 4-4-2 or 4-2-1-3 is everyone's go-to currently, you can be very uninvolved, I'm going to say. I don't know why I didn't just cross it with McNeil there to Lukaku. But you can be very uninvolved and you don't have to be 100% on the ball, switched on, bang, bang, tackle, tackle, pass, pass. We've scored and made it 4-0 anyway. Because the game does a lot of it for you. And if you've got Konate and Van Dijk and then Thuram right back and all these mad players that you guys see in FUT Champs, and you've got your 2 CDMs that are constantly sitting back and stuff like that, you don't have to be 100% on the ball. And when your opponent gets the ball, it's quite unlikely that they're going to score because you've got so many good defenders. So you can, you know, chill, take your time, be a bit patient, doesn't really matter, have a go at attacking. If it doesn't work, just try again and try again and try it. And just repeat the whole thing over and over again until eventually do a first time chip through ball, get your throw on goal. Whereas with this, you've got to be a little bit more precise, a little bit more deliberate is probably a good way to say it with what you're doing. And like I said, when it works, it is so, so good. But when it doesn't work, and when you do get somebody absolutely cooking you with some dribbling here, and Bramthwaite's tackling with his wrong leg for some reason, you get an unbelievable goal scored against you out of absolutely nothing from Nani. So 4-1 at half-time. But looking very much like we're about to cruise to our 5th win of our FUT Champs as we get down the line with Wayne Rooney, back into McNeil, into Theo Hernandez, player lock Rooney into the space, onto Lookman, onto Lukaku. And like I said, I mean, he tried to move his goalie and it had an open goal, but it was a good finish from Lukaku. We were absolutely cooking on Saturday. This guy, first of all, messaged me and said, please don't put that in the video, which, sorry, mate. Second of all, I was then just chatting to him and asking him about his FUT Champs and stuff like that. And I asked him how he was getting on, and he said he was 6-1 at this point in FUT Champs. And we are absolutely battering him. We'll come on to how Sunday went. But on Saturday, with this team and with these players and with this formation, I was on some serious performance enhancing stuff when it comes to FUT Champs. I'll be honest with you, it's probably the best I've ever played at this game. The loss we got probably didn't even deserve to lose, to be honest. We were cooking. To spare our friends blushes just a little, we will show that, you know, some of our goals were a little bit BS. We almost scored an absolute screamer with Lukaku because he's got 99 shot power, and I made it 7-1 there with Wayne Rooney before the game ended 8-2. Yeah. Lukaku, masterclass. Andy cooking with the player lock and absolutely bloody flying. And we ended up finishing off our Saturday FUT Champs run 6-1. And in hindsight, probably should have carried on because I was on a heater. And we were lukewarm on Sunday. So let's jump into that. So this was one of our first games that we played on Saturday. And we played against a guy with a full Poland Evo team, or Polish league, I guess, past and present team. Which is a bit mad. When I was in that defence, I was like, GG, free win. Cheers very much. Thank you very much. Love it. Absolutely beautiful. So good. I'm assuming it's Polish league anyway. I think Podolski played in the Polish league. Either way, a mental team. And then he did this from kickoff. And he ball roll cancels with a pass, doing some step overs, grabs a player lock to make some space there, finds the overlap and run. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is not going to go well for me. This guy is basically a pro. And I don't know if he actually is, but he was unbelievably good at this game. And he did have some really good players up front in the form of his 91 Evo and his smaller X, not great, but you know, he's at least not a 75 rated Evo that he's got. That Podolski is quite good. There was a couple of all right players that he had anyway. And I was trying to do the player lock and stuff that I was doing the day before. But this guy, like I was talking about with playing 4-1-2-1-2, where you've got to be properly on the ball. The way this guy was playing was exactly that. But I mean, look, he's just cancelled a scoop turn to do a driven pass, for Christ's sake. I don't even know how you do that. That's absolutely insane. And this is a good example, actually, because we'll come on to this in the second half. One thing I did eventually notice, but it took me about 60 minutes to realise, was he wasn't actually ever properly engaging with my attack until the most perfect opportune position like that. But in front of his box, I actually had a lot more space to do with what I please and to pass the ball around. And it took me a really long time to realise. And to be honest with you, this guy was just ridiculously good. Like, sometimes you just play someone who's just better than you, and that's just the way that it goes. And speaking of that, in the 21st minute, he really, really showed it by predicting and marking a player lock from myself, which is just next level ridiculous. Player locks himself, does a first time skill move touch, somehow gets past Theo Hernandez anyway, and then picks that perfect sweaty angle to smash it with Podolski and make it 1-0. And I'm just like, what am I even doing in this game? Do I just rage quit? And my chat was like, you can't rage quit. You're playing against the guy who's got 75 rated defenders, Andy. Sort yourself out. And I was thinking to myself, like, I played Shuri in Squad Showdown. In hindsight, Shuri's way better than this guy. And I managed to bag a goal or two, I think. Yeah, I think it was 2 against Shuri. Come on, Andy. You can do it. And I should have passed it to Lukaku. And then I did pass it to Lukaku. And then he's got a bit of a touch like a bus. And then it comes to Rooney. And I'm hitting it. And Dudek saved it. And maybe we should have greened it. Maybe we should have went the other side. Very, very fine margins in this game. And to now pat myself on the back after having a bit of a meltdown at the start and not particularly playing very well, I did sort of start to get back into the game towards the second half of the first half, the second part of the first half. But after half time, and particularly from like the 60th minute onwards, we started battering this guy, which does kind of make sense with, you know, Squabbler Showdown. We know players getting tired and the bronzes and the lower rated players start to flag more and more and more the longer you go into the game. But we really were absolutely all over him, and probably in hindsight should have scored a lot more goals than we did. We were looking for the chances. New corners are so annoying. We just couldn't quite squeeze it through, but Rooney picks the ball up. But again, this guy was just really, 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 really good. Everything I did, he seemed to already know that I was going to do it way before me. And I've never had so many corners in my life. If this was pre-patch, I would have scored about 5 goals with Van Dijk. It wasn't, and I couldn't. But we were trying our best to make good chances. We get it into Rooney. We're looking for some L1 dribbling. We get it into Van Dijk, who's just annoying and in the way. But we find Rooney again. We're into the box. We've power shotted it, and he's missed the goal completely. Now, before you guys say in the comment section, power shots are manual. They aren't. Power shots are semi-assisted, which I personally think they should be manual, but that's a story for another day. Power shots are semi-assisted. I should have went on target. Should have bloody went in. And it actually took until the 88th minute to get our first. I mean, that's a terrible pass from Rooney, but we were on him now. We were confident. He messed up a player lock. We grabbed the ball with Theo Hernandez. This is our first ridiculously guaranteed goal-scoring opportunity. We get it into Wayne Rooney. We're patient across to McNeil. And for some reason, he had the worst finesse shot of all time with his right foot instead of just whipping it top bins with his left. Maybe I should have took a touch. I'm not sure. But what we've gone and done is lost to a guy with a Polish Evo team. Well done, Andy. So after an unbelievable start, we ended up 9-4, meaning we need to win both games to clutch 11 wins. And we match ourselves up with this. Van der Sar, Lucio, Van Dijk, Xavi, Zé Roberto, Dalglish, Bale, 91 rated Kvaradona, Zé Roberto. That Xavi, by the way, is unbelievable. If you guys need a centre mid for your team, just get him. It's actually a joke how good he is at A, being fast, and B, defending when it's Xavi. I can understand his passing and stuff being unbelievable and his dribbling being really good, but that man is an absolute menace to society. Anyway, as you can see here, speaking of Zé Roberto, actually was getting a bit frustrated with Lukaku, and you can see he's not in the team anymore as we started to play against better players, and as I wasn't personally playing as good. And I can particularly see in this specific game, watching it back, at the time I was just frustrated, I guess, just wasn't playing as good, was a bit tired, whatever it may be. And I was like, oh, what's wrong with my team? Why am I not doing so good? Blah, 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 blah. Watching my gameplay back, I was just playing terrible. Like, I just wasn't playing very good. And this guy was a good player, had a really good team, and was playing really, really well. I got frustrated at Lukaku, and I would still stand by the fact that Lukaku is very, very hit and miss. If you can get him going, and I do feel like some of that is down to your opponents, and if there's a significant skill gap between you and your opponents, that Lukaku will bang a hat-trick every game, whereas a normal striker might score one goal because he just capitalizes so well on the weaknesses. And if you can get him the space, he's just going to bang goals in like crazy, like way more than any other striker would. However, if there isn't a huge significant skill gap between you and your opponent, or if your opponent's better than you, Lukaku just gets shut down so easy. The man's he literally plays like he's wearing Timberlands, like that meme from real life. So it's a tough one. It's especially tough when EA let your opponent's players get closer to the guy taking a free kick than yours, and then he green times it top bins with that baby Dalglish. Again, another player, if you're looking for someone good, that baby Dalglish is unbelievably good. He's like 200k as well. You can build some mad teams on this game now. Speaking of me not playing good, watching this back, that is absolutely awful defending with Jared Brownthwaite, and then I tried to move the goalie out the way. I don't know what I'm doing. I'd like fully lost my head at this point. I was so rattled and playing so bad, and this guy was banging his green times, completely taking advantage of it and playing really, really well. Again, just watching this gameplay back, I'm like, okay, closing down with Brownthwaite, now switch to Mangle and get him back in position, now switch to Mangle and get him back in position, now closing down with Van Dijk, okay, he's green timed and scored again. Like, we just weren't on the ball. We were not doing well. And this guy, like I said, every time there was a shot, green timed, bang, top bins, unbelievable. But you know, it was our game where we had to win both of them in order to get 11 for the first time. So we ploughed on, we carried on, we got it down the line to Lukaku, we got it into Lookman, and we got ourselves a penalty from skinning the goalie. And GC bottom left never fails, obviously. So there it goes, bottom left, it's 3-1. Oh my God. Is the game back on? Is Andy going to wake up? Are we going to make a mad comeback? No, we're going to concede a kickoff goal, obviously. He plays it back to Barella. He drills it into Dalglish, sends him on a run, waits for the 1-2s. No, just going to give it to Bale, power past me, and green time it again, and it's top bins on Gareth Bale's 2-star weak foot. Put him in the Evo, actually, Andy. 4-star weak foot. Okay. And then when he got through on goal and green time to the form for Dalglish, I was like, do you know what? I'm just wasting my time here. Get me tomorrow awards. So we rage quit. We can't clutch 11. And I was like, okay, well, we've got 9 wins. We can't get 11. And then let me make someone's FUT Champs a little bit better by letting them score and then just giving them a free win, basically. And after I'd done this, being like, there we go, 9 wins secured. We got our goal, absolutely cracking. Someone in my chat goes, did you not want 10 wins, Andy? Forgot that was a thing, didn't I? Forgot that this year it went like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then there was only a gap on 12 to 13. Because I got better packs. I'm stupid and only got 9. Let's get into the rewards. Here we are then. FUT Champs rewards. Unfortunately, the quest for 11 goes another week, but I'm happy with 9. 9 is always the goal now, because it's where you get 2 player picks of the promo instead of packs. So we're always after 9 wins. We got ourselves 50k, and fingers crossed, one of these weeks we can push on into 11. We're very close, very fine margins. Just small little details that we could maybe get a little bit better at. Maybe play a slightly meta formation would help, because I think, bloody hell, it's got to be close to 2/3. I reckon 10 out of 15 games at least that I played this weekend were against 4-2-1-3, and that thing is so sweaty and so OP. Do I join the dark side? I'd rather not. Would it probably get me an extra win or so? I think so. We'll leave that one with you guys in the comment section, but I don't think I can bring myself to do it after slandering it so much. It's just so boring. Anyway, enough about what could have been and what we could have got and what we could have done better. We'll save that for another video. We'll save that for next week's FUT Champs run. What we're going to do is open our stuff and hopefully get ourselves a James Rodriguez. Now, you guys are all telling me to buy him, and then you're all telling me to buy him in the stream as well, and he's gone down. It's not filling me with confidence that he's amazing. He's 230k now. For context, at the start of FUT Champs on Friday, he was about 600k, 700k when he dropped. He quickly went down to about 450. And then when we were playing our champs yesterday, everyone was telling me to buy him for about 350k. He's 230 now. Obviously, cards come down in price anyway, as they're packed more. But I'm not convinced that he's going to be good. However, there's only one way to find out, and that's to pack him and see. Can we get a James Rodriguez, Millie Bright, BT, and Stiller? Okay, I don't know why I'm getting too excited. It's probably just going to give me like the bottom tier ones, as it always does. But Millie Bright's good fodder. This is a tradable 84 plus player pick. 84, 84, 85, 84. Brilliant, okay. Alessio Russo, sure thing. Another tradable 84 plus pick. 84, 86, 85, 84. You get a lot of fodder, and it's quite easy to get a good team on this game, but getting something really good is almost impossible. 84, 85, 84, 88. Woo, baby. Treating me, EA. What's he? 10k? 14. Money, money, money. Okay, one more numero FUT. We've got... Okay, brilliant. We've also got... Okay. And finally... Awful. Okay. We move. We're going to get 650 points back, which is very, very annoying. I don't know why they've changed that. Absolute pain in the ass. It's the same with evos. I don't know why they force you to play specific gamers. Just let me play the game how I want to play it. You know, it's really annoying. Anyway, what have we got here? 83 times 10 tradable, 2 tradable Team of the Week packs, and an 82 times 20 untradable. Let's grab our Team of the Weeks first, because these are probably... Well, that's not even a walkout. It's not going to be worth anything. 10 to 15k for fodder. These are very low price. We've also got... Oh, this is an 83 times 10. Because the packs moves around. That one's a walkout. That one's a centre mid from Portugal, which makes it Bernardo Silva. It's always Bernardo Silva. So where is the Team of the Week pack that we meant to open? Okay. Very, very bad rewards. Unless this 82 times 20 comes in clutch. I always say, if you don't enjoy playing this game, don't play it. Don't just play it for rewards, which I'm not doing. It's just nice to get good rewards as a bonus on top. I've been really enjoying playing with the Everton players. Running around with all my McNeil and my Rooney and my Luckman and my Harrison and everyone on plus and biting really good and scoring really nice goals and all that sort of stuff. It's been class. I'm so close to 11, which is my goal at the moment, just to get that last little bit. I'm not bothered about the actual reward you get. It's more just the satisfaction of being able to say that I got 11 wins in FUT Champs. It's coming. We're going to do it one weekend. Even, to be honest with you, just a bit of lucky matchmaking would sort me out. Just one game, 2 games where we just play against someone who's maybe not quite as good as they should be for the rank that they're on. Anyway, the final pack. Any walkouts? Yes, I can. Rose Lavelle. Oh, it wasn't Rose Lavelle. It was Fishlock. We actually did get a numero FUT player. She's just worth 10k and isn't James Rodriguez. Oh, we did get... No, we did. Sorry. My bad. We did. We just also got her as well. I didn't inform. Right. Brilliant. That was FUT Champs. We're getting much better at the game. But the game is still insistent on not giving me very good rewards, unfortunately. So the coins are slowly creeping up. Once that Zé Roberto sells, hopefully for what we bought him for, we'll be over 450k. And we've got loads of fodder that we could go and sell. So we're edging towards maybe a Ginola or something for the Everton team. And maybe next week, what we'll do is just pick some of the Everton players to use and go sweaty and just go back to our 4-4-2. Let's play Mangala. Let's play McNeil and Rooney up front. Harrison right mid. Use Lookman off the bench. Use Lukaku off the bench. Grab ourselves a Ginola or something like that to play left mid and just try and clutch that 11 wins for the first time as we edge towards Team of the Year. But for now, we'll leave that video there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.